Well, when I was a senior in high school, we had a class called American Problems, and there was a lot of talk about John L. Lewis, how he organized and got strong. And about that same time, I was subscribing to Railroad Model Craftsman and Model Railroader, and they would not put anything about Lionel in there, but yet when you read the back of the magazine, all the one ads were for Lionel. And the more issues I got, the madder I got. And finally I got to thinking one day, I need to organize like John L. Lewis did. So I got the idea of starting a national club because of those reasons. At first I just called it Lionel Collectors Club, period. Until one day they brought this American Flyer guy over and he says, well, I think we ought to change the name to American Flyer Collectors Club. And unbeknownst, I couldn't believe it, but the Lionel guys sit there and voted against their own name. They changed it to Toy Train Club. And I was just speechless, you know. I was president and I resigned and I just told them I was ashamed of them for voting against their own name. Lionel people voting against their own name. So then I went home and I sat in the basement and I stared at the wall and I cried. But then, about that time I thought, well, I'll start over. And Josie says, you can't do that. Everybody was against me. And of course, Josie was my inspiration because when she said I couldn't do that, then that just like give me determination, you know. And so then I changed the name slightly to Lionel Collectors Club of America and started advertising again, and I still kept getting letters. I had Tom Raines, a local guy, who was the only one who stuck with me through thick and thin. And Tom stood at the door, and we talked about maybe these guys that killed the first club would try to come, and Tom and I didn't think that was right, and so Tom wouldn't let them in. There was some came that he wouldn't let in. And but anyway, he checked to see if they were a member or not. He was the first and only appointee I ever made, and Sergeant at Arms. And so then they came. They came from Oregon, Washington, Vermont, New York, Boston, Ohio, the states close by, Illinois, Missouri, and so on. And I think we had about 80-some members, but after the convention we signed up about 20. But anyway, Chuck Seddon took over soon after that, and he pretty much saved the club. The club slowly took off, and took about 3 or 4 years, and then finally we had 500 members, and then 1,000, and then it just went from there.